Jake! Suma shouted urgently. I opened my eyes and saw both nymphs looking concerned. Then I looked around the room and understood why. Planks and stones that had been stacked in shells were on the ground, like a windstorm had blown through in an instant and had gone just as fast. I looked down at the stone. The blue had turned green, and the red was black. What happened? I wondered, as I looked around at the state of the room. When you started using magic, at first the stone turned green and we were satisfied, but quickly afterwards, the red changed to black in an instant, which is highly unusual in and of itself. But before we could get your attention, the whole room was engulfed in a swelling mass of magical energy. We were blown around the room, and only after managing to regain control were we able to snap you out of it, Suma explained. I looked around the room again, taking in all of the chaos. It wasn't too bad to me, but for small creatures like the nymphs, it was probably like a hurricane. I'm sorry, I said. I didn't mean... Just then, I noticed that the older nymph was shaking and nuzzling his left wing. It was broken. I rushed over to him. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean... I yelled, but was cut off by Suma. Jake, don't worry about it. Our magic can heal him. Just let me handle it. Her voice wasn't angry, but calm and even. She wasn't trying to chastise me, but reassure me that nothing had been done that couldn't be fixed. She stood over the older, larger nymph, and a magic circle formed around the two of them. A light began emitting from the nymph's injured wing, like glitter moving in a wave across its surface. Then the wing slowly pulled itself back into the correct alignment. Soon the circle faded, and he moved it around to make sure it was okay. Are you okay? Suma asked. I'm perfectly fine, thank you, little one, the nymph said, and pressed his wings back to his body. He turned to me. You are an oddity I have never come across before in my lifetime. Such power, and in a summer no less. Tell me, are there more like you? More humans, yes, but I'm the only human in history to use magic, as far as I know, anyway, I told him. A shame, he replied. I would have liked to have a familiar like you myself, he said. Jake isn't a familiar, he's a friend. He even named me, Suma interjected. A name? The nymph said, aghast. Yes, I am now known as Suma, she told him. A familiar naming his master, that's unheard of, he replied. I'm not his master, we are allies, partners, she told him. Besides, it's not like I could if I wanted to. His force of will and life force density are far beyond my abilities to control. That piqued my interest. Life force density? I asked. Do you remember when I tried taking your life force into myself and got injured? Suma said, but was interrupted by the older nymph. You were injured in an attempt to take some of his life force? I taught you better than that. Never try taking on a new familiar's life force all at once. Start with 30% or less. He chided. I started with 10%, and it's still not beyond my tail feathers, Suma corrected him. He looked shocked, then confused. 10%? And you're still injured? He asked. How remarkable, he added, after a brief silence. Jake has the densest life force I have ever encountered, Suma said. It can't be that much, I denied. Jake, I can handle the life force of several borrowed beasts at the same time. I couldn't even handle 1/10 of yours. There are high mages and core mages that train their whole lives to achieve what you were born with, and you're an untrained amateur who only just learned to even have magic, Suma explained. I was honestly bewildered. I never considered the possibility that I had magic, let alone that I was good at it in any way. As those thoughts marinated inside my head, Suma and the other nymph said their goodbyes, and she apologized for wrecking the room. I offered to help clean, but he said that the school used magic to clean itself, and that he could perform the spell alone. I was exhausted, and Suma saw it, so she sent me home. I closed my eyes in her world and opened them on my couch, where she had taken me from this morning. My feet still ached, and now I was too full of questions to sleep. At least that's what I thought, but I was snoring within 5 minutes of my head hitting the pillow.